Welcome back to Something Like a Podcast. I am Alan Swarm.
And I'm RM.
You know it, the one and only.
And this is episode 7. We're
Already.
going strong, bro. We're going strong.
Yes, we are. So now out there, I just read an article today about Cam Newton.
Okay.
And the reason why he's struggling is because of the little vegan diet that he's taken over in the offseason. I find that hard to believe, though, that it's the vegan diet with no carbs that's causing him to struggle in the first 2 games of the season. Last week, Kyle Allen went off for 262 yards and 4 touchdown passes in Arizona. This week will be a challenge for Kyle Allen in Houston to beat the Texans. So we're going to see what this kid's really made of.
So when you said that Cam Newton went vegan and that affected his game, I know another athlete who went vegan. So Kyrie Irving apparently went vegan.
I saw something about that.
Yeah, and it didn't affect his game. So the question is this just an excuse?
This excuse or a smokescreen to say how he's still injured.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think it's a smokescreen
Okay.
to the Carolina Panthers fans because I don't think Cam is really 100% at all. He didn't look like it.
Okay.
In the first 2 games, really skittish.
So my question is, why would they try to cover it up? Like, why would they say? I guess to give the fans a little bit more of hope.
Yeah.
To say, okay, well, he's not injured. It's what he's eating.
Yeah, I don't believe that one iota because Carolina Panthers fans say, Cam Newton is our franchise. We're not going to go nowhere. That's not true.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, and I have faith in Kyle Allen.
Okay.
Even though he only has two career starts underneath his belt. Last year, Week 17 against the Saints in New Orleans, he threw for 2-3 touchdowns right there, then 4 last week. But he was playing against a defense that was second string, and then a depleted defense, which Arizona Cardinals is not a good team whatsoever.
Okay.
But this week they're gonna get a little bit more of a challenge, so we'll see what he's really made of. I feel Allen can be something if he keeps developing. I think Cam's days are numbered in Carolina. I think he's not guaranteed no money next year, so which means is they can release him without paying him, or they can just pay him for his last year and say, hey, see what you got. But if it's a $20 million cap hit, I don't think I would.
Okay, because I remember asking you like maybe 2 episodes ago how long Cam Newton has left.
I think with Carolina, I think this is going to be his last season with Carolina. I think if he goes anywhere else, it would be somewhere else that needs a quarterback. I don't, because if Kyle Allen keeps contributing hard and he's making throws that and he's undrafted, and it's he's doing it. So I don't think if he starts skittering, that's when might see Cam again. But if Allen keeps going strong with like 2 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns a game,
he's going to take his position.
I think he's going to take it. I wouldn't even take somebody out of the lineup like that. It's throwing 2+ touchdowns.
Yeah, why would you? I mean, if he's on fire, leave the hot hand in.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't. I don't care. Again, I respect Cam. I love Cam. 8 years in the league with us. I think I would like for him to retire as a Panther. I hope he does.
Okay.
But time would tell what's going to happen with Cam.
Okay. Now, you were telling me something, and I can't wait to hear this about this Doc Rivers situation.
Oh, with Doc Rivers. So there was a situation where he wanted J.J. Redick when he first came, the Clippers head coach, with ex-owner, what was his name, Eric Sterling? Or
something Sterling.
Yes.
Donald Sterling?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, and they got into it, and I really didn't read all of it, honestly, just because of it was off the source. I just tweeted it on Twitter at AaronSwarm03 just to see what people would say. But is he still the head coach of
Doc Rivers?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He still is.
I think a lot of people say he had a hand in. Well, I know when they had interviewed, when Kawhi Leonard interviewed different teams, Doc Rivers and I think Jerry West all took him out to dinner. And Doc Rivers he won, what, was it 2 championships with the Celtics or 1?
I think it was 2.
He might have won 2 with the Celtics. For some reason, 1 is sticking in my head, but it could be 2. But in any event, he's won a ring, and he showed he's one of the best coaches in the league, hands down. So, I don't know. I mean, that's just something. If you have a coach like Doc Rivers, and you almost give him full range of like how to build a team, I'm going to give it to him because he knows basketball. He's played basketball. You know, he knows
He
the
coached
X's
his
and
son?
O's. Yeah, so yeah, he coached his son. I mean, so
He's no longer there. Austin
no,
Rivers
Austin
is
River,
no
I think he's with Houston.
Toronto or Houston. One of
Oh,
them.
I don't know. Last
one
I
of
know
them.
it was Houston, so I don't know where he's at now.
But yeah, I feel doesn't Jerry West help run that team?
Oh, absolutely.
in
He's the
Clippers?
GM. Yeah, he is the GM. So he probably has the final say on who, but I'm sure
Rivers
Doc
has a
Rivers,
hand in it.
Absolutely.
He does. It's like but I think it's like it could be 51-49 goes to Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry West
Yes.
is going to have the final say,
Yes.
but the Clippers are going to be tough. Now, I had this conversation about, I'm a Lakers fan, and someone was saying, well, the Clippers are going to be better.
They're
And
going
I
to be. I would say Paul George is at the end of. He's 32. 31, 32.
Okay.
With all his with all his injuries with his legs. I'm not saying Paul's still going to put up numbers.
He's a monster.
That he's still going to put up
Yeah.
numbers, but you're going to start seeing
Decline.
you're going to see a little bit of a decline this year. I would say I'm calling it. I know a lot of Clippers fans are like, no, you are wrong.
Okay.
But I still think because injuries does come up. Look at Cam Newton, for example, with
Yeah.
all the injuries he suffered and
Okay.
all the injuries that. Remember that leg injury with Paul George? I'm not.
But he came back nice
he
after
did.
that.
He did. I'm not saying that he's not going to, but he's up in age. Each year that goes by, former
Mm-hmm.
injuries. As you get older, you got arthritis that's going to develop into those injuries. So you're going to definitely see.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to give you that. But I think, like, when you look at Michael Jordan and even Kobe Bryant, because at the end of Kobe Bryant's career, they were like, come on, bro, you might want to hang it up.
Yeah, you can start noticing.
But, yeah, when you don't have that speed anymore, you have to change your game.
Mm-hmm.
So
We'll see what Paul George would do. I'm not saying I can see him putting up easy between 800 to like 1,500 points this year,
Yes, okay.
easy. But he's not going to put up like he used to. Like he had like 2,000 at one point.
Oh, I'm not sure.
don't
I mean,
know.
that's news to me.
That-
Okay.
I'm saying he did have a breakout with
Yeah.
the Indiana Pacers when he was back in his earliest career, but he's not. He has to change.
But see, I hear you. I hear you. But
Mm-hmm. I think that's Kawhi Leonard's team.
it is Kawhi Leonard's team.
He is younger,
He is younger.
less
but-
injuries.
Yeah, less injury prone. Okay, so I got two things going in my head now.
I like Kawhi.
So I like Kawhi too. So, but they're doing this load management thing now,
Ooh.
so they can play a certain amount of games.
Unless they're gonna watch his minutes, I
They'll
think
probably
they
do that
watch
too.
his minutes because there's only two superstars there, Paul George and Kawhi. You don't have a third one now,
Right.
but you have Zubats. I like him. You got
and
him there.
Patrick Beverly is a
And, yeah, I was about
dog
to
out
say,
there. He
plus
is.
it's the floor's gonna open up a little bit more for him now because now they're gonna concentrate on
Yeah, those
Kawhi
two.
and Paul. So now Beverly's probably gonna go up to the ceiling that they projected him to be when he first came into the league, but he never really showed that. He showed promises,
Mm-hmm.
but I think this is gonna really set him over the top because now everybody's like, okay, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, we gotta focus on them,
Yeah.
and then Beverly gets lost in the shuffle, and he next thing he's up at the basket just laying it up.
Okay, so I will say this about Paul George. He's a defensive stopper.
Yeah, I have seen that.
So I know Kawhi Leonard handpicked him because he's almost a mirror image style. Not so much style
I'll say like
wise.
call Anthony Towns because he's a defensive guy.
He is, but okay, two-way player. When they
Yeah.
talk about two-way players.
Offense, defense.
Yes. So Kawhi is that. Paul George is that. So you think about Pippen and Jordan. They were good two-way players too.
Mm-hmm.
But what I give... So you just talked about these injuries and how players get old and they have to
He's
kind
like-
of switch
yeah.
up. LeBron James, bro.
Yeah, but LeBron James, I don't know if he didn't have any like he didn't break his leg into the bone.
Well, he had the groin thing
he
last
did,
year.
but he didn't. His bone didn't come out of his leg like
Paul George.
Like Paul George.
But to be
did.
honest with you, like watching Paul George play, I couldn't even tell. Like if I never known about it, I wouldn't know he had an injury. Like
I get
he's
what you're saying.
got back to that point.
I'm not saying he's not going to, but you're going to start noticing because of, even though he went off last year, it's each year that you get older, that injury is going to come up. Like the injury is going to, because it's with your legs, dude. So that's definitely going to mess. Like I said, as you get older, you got stuff that's going to set in. Like I said, arthritis. Everybody has it. You're born with it. Especially when you get injuries like that or former injuries back in the time like that, you
Yeah.
definitely would notice that you're going to get pain there, because like I said, that's what arthritis attacks where you got injured the most or where the injuries were, but it's healed now, but still you're still going to have
He's not going to be like the old 100% Paul George.
Just imagine if he didn't injure his legs he still would have been, I'll say number one, number two, top. Like I'll say in the top 5.
Okay.
If he wasn't injured his legs,
Well,
I'll say he's in the top 10 now.
no disrespect to Paul George, but that's good for the Lakers. That's good for us.
That is.
So
But you guys not in the same division. I don't think.
we would have to be, wouldn't we?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I don't think.
They're both in LA. I don't know that,
I don't
but
know.
I would think they
have
share
to
the
play
same
each
building.
other.
So
Yes.
but my thing is, I love the Dwight Howard pickup because I think that's more.
I like DeMarcus Cousins better though.
I do, but I think whoever LeBron James is a mastermind.
He's a
So
baller.
he's using foresight. He already knows the biggest threat, in my opinion, and I'm kind of
Mm-hmm.
stepping in LeBron James's shoes, is the Sixers. Because they have Al Horford. They've got
They're a
Embiid.
defensive. That's a defensive
Yes.
team, all stacked.
Yes.
Got Ben Simmons. If
He shoots
Ben
the
Simmons
ball.
can shoot the damn ball,
Right.
fix his jump shot that looks like shit. I'm sorry for the 76ers fans out there, but his jump shot shit.
Okay.
He needs to fix it. I would say give him this year, next year. I hope this year because he's just signed a big max out $68 to $70 million contract.
Ben did?
Yeah, Ben, yeah, he's locked up for the next 5-6 years.
Okay.
And you got Embiid that I like him, but it's just can he stay on the court?
He lost 25 pounds.
So we'll see because he needed to, he had to,
but
because his career would have been cut short
Yeah.
without that.
But Dwight Howard lost some weight too. And this is a redemption for Dwight Howard, though, because a lot of people think that his first stint in LA was a failure. But him coming back, this is the time. This is the redemption team. You have LeBron James, who missed the playoffs. He's got to come back with a redemption. You have Dwight Howard, redemption.
That's been struggling in the last
been struggling
2,
for the
3 years.
Yes, because he's been jumping from team to team.
Exactly. He can't get comfortable.
Now you have Anthony Davis's redemption too, because all of that circus that was going on with him sitting out, not wanting to play for the Pelicans. Now he's.
I don't know how true that was, but he
I mean,
come out and say he loved New Orleans, and I just wish he would have stayed because then you would have been paired with a great talent in Zion. That's I wouldn't leave that because
You want to know what I think
team's
though?
young.
I think
Talented.
that NBA players now are looking into the future. So if you go to LA, you know that you can open up businesses, like stuff off the
I get
court.
what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that's probably why I think I don't think it's nothing to do with the team. I think he loved the team. I think he loved the area. But I think the issue was with Anthony Davis, like you said, if you want to start his own business, he couldn't right now because
Yeah.
the market is so small in New Orleans. So I can see why. But at the same time, I think you got to look at it. If I was in his shoes, they would never got Brandon Ingram and Ball and Josh Hart and those draft picks without trading Davis. But at the same time as you got Zion that's coming in now. But I feel the Pelicans, oh my gosh, the youngest team in the league right now.
They have a lot of upside.
I think they're gonna turn some heads even this year. I'm not saying that they're gonna get into the playoffs, but I'm saying the possibility where I think even if they're out of the playoffs, they're gonna knock somebody out. I would say that needs a win against them to get into the. I got a feeling that they're gonna play spoilers.
Yeah, but the West is so stacked.
It is, but you got this team that's young. You got Drew Holiday that still got some left in the tank.
Okay.
And I know we're jumping around, but this is some great conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think Dwight Howard could easily have between 800 to 1,000 points this year on redemption.
Right, but I think Dwight Howard. So there were some stats that I was watching, and Dwight Howard is a monster on defense, and people really don't. So I think they said the most 20 rebound games, like for this generation, Dwight Howard's like past everybody, like way past them. So if he can just give us the boards, clog up the paint, block some shots, that's all we need. We got scoring from AD, we got scoring from LeBron.
I don't know if you heard about the injury on Kuzma.
Yeah,
though.
I did, and
that's hurts.
That does
he's
hurt.
one of the he's gonna be a superstar.
Yeah.
If he's not already.
And that's points we're losing that we have to make up somewhere.
I don't know how long he's out for. Was that severe foot fracture or something?
Yeah, they said indefinitely. So someone was saying what the season starts maybe in less than a month.
So he's not playing at all season.
I mean, if we can get him a little bit before the All-Star break.
Oh, so he's gone for most of the season.
Well, I don't know how they didn't even come out and say how bad the injury was.
Of course not.
Yeah, so they're leaving us kind of in limbo.
like
but,
what the Carolina Panthers are doing with Cam. So I dig what you're saying.
But I hope he gets back.
Only 24 years old.
He's very young, so I hope he gets back around January. That gives him enough time to gel with the team.
I'm just pissed that he was not involved in the damn Anthony Davis deal.
I'm not.
I know you're not. You're happy.
But have you seen like the old players like bickering back and forth?
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's just some tension. So apparently, Brandon Ingram was coming at Kuzma saying X, Y, and Z. Lonzo Ball's cool. He's gotten over it. But maybe it's
something that happened in the locker room that we don't know. That's probably why Kuzma was involved in the deal. I think when we don't know what happened with the GM, I can't think of his name right now. He's got his glasses for the Pelicans. Oh my god, I can't think of his name. But when they was doing the deal, they probably knew about that. The Pelicans probably knew about the a situation that sounds like that it could be. Well, either you choose Ingram or Kuzma, but I think the reason why they didn't go with both of them because it probably was an issue in the locker room between Kuzma and Ingram.
Yeah, you never know. But you guys came out good. I mean, you got the first overall pick.
Yep.
You've got really good pieces, and I'm sure you got money.
Yeah, I think Josh Hart is going to be something. I think I'm high on Josh. I think he could definitely be a good bench piece. Could develop into a starter. I don't know. He's only 23 years old. I think his shot is good. Just need to develop a little bit more better. Now Lonzo, really talented. He's cutting off his data. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what I'm getting. That's good for him.
Yeah.
I think fresh start for him. He needs to just fix his shot. Defense is there. That kid is defensive. You got.
He does have good.
Yeah, you got Ball. That's defense. You got Josh Hart that can bring some little bit of defense. You got definitely Zion in there in the back that can definitely block shots.
Yeah.
And dunk on you.
Super athletic.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Then you got Derek Favors that we're forgetting to mention. Favors still has some
you guys got
take.
Derek Favors.
Yes, yeah. So Derek Favors is another veteran presence that can come in.
And you guys got Julius Randle.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We let him go.
You let Julius Randle go?
Yeah, he signed a couple years in New York with the Knicks.
How did you guys let him go? How did we let him go? Number one.
I know. I don't. He should have stayed right there in New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have.
Yeah,
He left.
It's got to be money.
Yeah, that's why he left.
Because the Knicks have nobody. They have all this money, so they probably just gave him.
No, I would have stayed in New Orleans. I would have taken a pay cut. Say I want to stay in New Orleans because I would be honored to play with Lonzo Ball,
Absolutely.
Derek Favors, Drew Holiday,
right,
and Josh Hart, and Zion especially. Then you got that guy that we got later in the first round, Jason.
I'm not sure.
What's his name? Oh God, I can't think of his last name. But he's another tall guy that was impressive in the summer league.
Okay. So I guess we can move on to the next subject. So I don't know which one I want to start with. So since I said in the last episode we would do like blood sacrifices, I'm not really going to get into that, but I do want to get into like fame.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Would you put a price on fame?
No.
Like you wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
Because fame ain't everything. Like for example, these actresses and these star athletes that are famous, they can't hardly step on the front porch without
cameras in their face.
Cameras in their face, and also stuff happens. Like for example, whatever happens in your personal life, it's the media's personal life. Anything that you do, the media knows. Anything that goes wrong, they know.
Right,
so it's like you gotta keep your nose clean. You can't make any kind of little mistakes. Like right now, you're not famous like you and I. We can make mistakes and get away with it. But become famous. You gotta watch everything you do. You gotta watch what you eat. You gotta watch what you say. You got you know when you're shitting and you're pissing, they're right there watching you.
I think Eminem had a line where he said, "I can't even go to the bathroom with someone wanting an autograph."
Yes, I know, right?
So I wanted to ask you too. What do you think success is? Like, in your opinion, what would be success?
What you call like money success, or just success in general, like in a career field that you love?
Success in general.
All right, so generally, in success, what I would say is you doing something that you love. Like you and I, we're doing something that we love to do. Even though that we just started that a month ago, and and we're getting out there to the audience and stuff. I'm still gonna continue doing it regardless if you
Right.
just for
For the love of it, yeah.
Even though if this thing doesn't blow up, I'm still gonna
Which
have
it will.
which I have no doubt in my mind. I have faith in it. I love doing this because it's fun for me. I get a chance to talk sports with somebody that I like to talk to and get a chance to talk about everything else. And plus, you can learn something on here.
Absolutely.
And then eventually, like I said, I do want to get my friend on here. Like guys out there, the listeners out there, I want to do like a sports segment for like once a month. So you guys can listen about the NFL. NFL is my favorite. Everybody knows that. Even RM Hill knows that I love the
Absolutely.
NFL. I know we talk about basketball too, baseball, everything. NBA, I know that's coming around the corner. So we're definitely going to dip into that once the season starts on that because you got Mr. Laker over here.
Oh, yeah, all the time. But we are definitely going to have some guests on. But I wanted to get into...
So successful, like you said, like inside of being successful, I would just say doing what you love. Don't worry about the money that comes with it. I don't care if you make. I know it's hard if you're making like $1 million, $5 million, $20 million a year. You're like, oh my God, I'm rich. But no, I'll just do it for the love of
Right.
what I love to do. So I don't care if one day you're not making $10 million a piece. I'm gonna be like, hey, so what? I don't have to worry about bills anymore. But
Right.
still, at the end of the day, I'll be like, well, I gotta remember where I came from.
Well, see, I think you hit the nail right on the head. So I still have the idea today that I would rather just live comfortable. I don't need $1 million, but if
Same.
I can live comfortable and I don't have to work and I'm doing something that I love and all my bills are paid, I'm good with
Same.
that. So, but some people, they don't think that way.
No, obviously Antonio Brown is one of them. I know why. I'm just saying that because everybody out there say, no, you're all wrong. No, I'm right. Because look, for example, he just missed on what, $40 million this year because he couldn't keep his damn lips shut.
Okay.
But at the same time you're texting somebody that you know that you could be like you're going through an investigation. They said there was texts sent out. That's why the Patriots released them. I don't know the whole story behind that, but I read a little bit. I skimmed through something about the reason why the Patriots released him because he, again, couldn't keep his damn mouth shut like normal.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get into a few people who, by their own admission, sold their soul to the devil for fame. Katy Perry.
Wow.
A lot of people know Katy.
I didn't know that.
Yes. It was an interview. And, sometimes people say this thing to be tongue-in-cheek, but if enough people say it, and then you have the history, which hopefully I did do my research on the history, you'll understand, and which I did. I'm looking right at it.
I don't know if you ever saw a show called Supernatural. I know you're Supernatural fans out there with Jason Ackles and Jared Padalecki. That went for like 16 years. This reminds me of that a little bit because I was into that show heavily, and there was some episodes in there where it was actually you were selling your soul to like the demons and shit, and then they come back and claim in 10 years where they actually killed you with a demon hound.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know that's deep.
Yeah. Well, on top of Katy Perry, you have Kanye West.
I knew that from the beginning.
Probably don't know. But Kanye West, he was on stage and he said, something, I sold my soul to the devil. That was a crappy meal. It just came with toys and a Happy Meal. Some shit like that. But he said it in his rap where he sold his soul to the devil. But you got to understand, sometimes they might be saying it for shock value. But when you start going through the history, you understand it's a whole culture. So Eminem has said this too in one of his raps.
Why would you want to do that? Like that's what I'm saying. Is why do it to the enemy? Why don't you just give it to Christ? He still will. You still get blessed.
I'm glad that you said that because Hollywood is owned by satanic people.
You're right. It's you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why I don't want to go out there. I know my business partner wants to move out there and do film out there. I'm like, you can. I'm just not tagging along.
Yeah, but you know what? There are people who are in Hollywood that do lead a holy life. But then you have to understand, like, there's a lot of people who they're in Hollywood for a certain amount of time, and then all of a sudden, like Kanye West now, he's opened up his own church. Yeah, he has this thing. It's called Sunday Service, and But the funny thing about it is, I watched the video and they were singing an old Genuine. You probably don't know who Genuine is, but the listeners do. It's like an R&B song. So they're singing R&B music in church.
But the thing is, if he has his own church, why is he rapping stuff in his raps like, I sold myself to the devil like
this
a
was a
Happy
long
Meal.
time ago.
Oh, this was a whole long time
So
ago.
I think that's like
You
the
think
point
he could have
I'm
changed
getting
his
to.
life?
Yes. And all the stuff that's been going on as of late, Kanye might be looking at himself in the mirror and is like, I have to make a change. This is the same person who made a song called Jesus Walks.
Okay.
And then a little bit later, he's talking about selling his soul to the devil. So I don't know.
We'll see.
Snoop Dogg was another one.
I know.
Murder was the case.
No, I actually read something about him. I read an article say that he did give his life to Christ or something like that. I read something about that. I don't know how true that was. Well, I forget what the source was. I was on Facebook one day, and you know how you get articles. I read something about Snoop Dogg that gave his life back, but I don't know. Like I said, we don't know.
Well, he was involved in a murder trial back in like 92, 94, and he came out with a song was called Murder Was the Case, and in the video, he sold his soul to the devil in the video.
Wow.
Pretty vivid. And Bob Dylan, a lot of people think he's the greatest writer of all time, and he was on 60 Minutes, and jokingly, he said, yeah, I sold my soul to the devil. In so
quote
many
unquote,
ways.
Jokingly.
But then the guy was and he was like, no, really, I did. So, but this is what I'm getting to. There's a lot of people who want fame, but they don't know what's behind that curtain. So a lot of people want the fame. They want to be infamous. Everybody knows them. They want the respect. They want the women. They want the money. They want all that stuff. So they think if they get into a certain situation, they might not even be good singers. Do you think Britney Spears can sing?
Hell no. Like I
why
never
is
got
she-
into her. I never got
Why
into
is she famous?
Let's think about
Why
it.
is Kim Kardashian famous?
Same thing. By so to the devil. All we know, but also autotune can do that too.
Okay. So I can maybe understand Britney Spears. She was one of the Disney, where they had the Disney Club or something when they were kids and they grew up.
Disney's supposed to be for children at the same time, not with
they
stuff
got
coming
stuff,
out with
behind closed doors,
they
too.
got their own demons coming out right now with a
Absolutely.
couple of the directors, especially the one that did Jeepers Creepers 3. There was a sexual allegation against him. So,
Okay.
because the reason why I brought that up is because of, if anybody out there that loves Dead by Daylight, that's a big game that's blowing up right now. You can get it on PlayStation, Xbox. You can get it on actual streaming on the computer. What these like YouTubers do, they do it on the computer. But with that is there was a person talking about, say, hey, well, I'd like to have showing the first movie highlights. Say I would like to have like the creeper in the game, and then I was talking to my sister about it, and.
Oh, I've seen
Yes,
that game. It's like you have
yes.
to escape a
Yes.
serial killer or something.
Yeah,
right?
any killer that it's like you online with other people and you can be the survivor or the killer. Yes, that's that big
Oh, I
game.
did see that.
I like that game.
Okay.
I don't play it as much like my siblings do, but I play it. It is frustrating when you die, but the overall point of why I'm saying it is because of the reason why possibly that they wouldn't go with that is because of how
backstory of
backstory,
the
and
guy
the reason
who-
why I brought it because Disney has their own demons in their own closet.
Oh, they
Yeah.
definitely do. But you see these people flock to shows like American Idol.
Yes, I watch that now and then, but not as much like everybody else does.
But see, the point is, these people stand in line for God knows how long to get one shot. And some of them know they don't have talent. They know they don't, but there's just the wish and the prayer that, okay, somebody could discover me. I can get millions of dollars if you market me right. Because Kim Kardashian, before she met Kanye West, has no talent. I don't see the talent. She's an attractive woman, but there's a lot of attractive women out in the world. So why is she famous? And she's making millions and millions of dollars. And her sister, was it Kylie Jenner?
I
She's a
believe.
billionaire.
Yeah.
Already. She's probably not even 25 yet.
I wish she would share that with you and I.
Yeah, right. 'Cause
Dude, I
I'd
could
say-
pay my car off. I could pay a lot of stuff off.
Yeah, and she just got into cosmetics. So a lot of people think that people are handpicked. Will you come into this group? Can't say anything. Whatever you see, go behind closed doors. I was telling you, like, they have these parties. Cat Williams was talking about he was at one of these parties, and he goes upstairs and he looks into the room and he sees a man kissing another man. In a party. Party's going on. And it's someone who's famous.
He can't say nothing.
But he did.
Oh, shit.
That's how we know about it. He did. He said
the name and everything.
He said the person's name on the TV show. He didn't say his government name, but he said, I guess the guy played on this TV show called The Parkers on UPN. I think it was on UPN. And he just said the character's name on there. But shortly after that, Cat Williams' career died. I mean, died. He was getting beat up by 9-year-olds. And you've never seen this video?
No.
There's a video of Cat Williams getting beat up by like a little kid. Wow. He said in one of his stand-ups, he said he got arrested like, it seemed like once a week. The cops were just effing with him. They were trying to come after his kids. He's adopted some kids. Like, if you really know Cat Williams' story, he's a good dude. But
he got hung up with the fame.
He broke the code.
That too, and he broke the code.
He broke the code, and I think that's why he's in the position he is now.
He's like he's still alive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't want to speak that on him, but yes. So you have Kevin Hart and Cat Williams, who are almost the same. They're
Kevin
both
Hart's
short.
in that too?
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
So Kevin Hart and Cat Williams almost have the same type of persona. They're short. They're very funny stand-up comedians. So why is Kevin Hart propelled and Cat Williams? Because Kevin Hart doesn't say anything.
He keeps his mouth shut. Plus, he got kids now.
He does.
So they'll go to say, hey, you say something. Oh, you know that your son and your daughter's right there. Oh, I ain't going to say nothing.
Yeah. Well, there's this thing about, I'm being totally honest, with black actors wearing dresses. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think they try to emasculate these black actors by making them wear a dress. So Kevin Hart said, I will never wear a dress. No, I won't do it. A couple months later, he's on Saturday Night Live.
Wearing a dress.
But you just said you weren't going to do it.
Yeah, I thought Kevin Hart, I thought you said that you was not going to do it.
And he did it.
And he did it.
And what happened after that? His career went boom to the top. He's in movies. He's doing all these stand-ups.
I liked him in with Dwayne. I think it was like Johnny. What was it? Jumanji. Yes, okay. I love that. And like he said, no, they was like it was hilarious how the two characters was like beefing.
Okay, but you understand what I'm getting at now. So if
I'm starting to see a trend
fall
here.
in line and don't say anything.
But then at the same time, it's costing you because
it is.
Because right now it's good, but in the afterlife, when you die, you're not. That's
Somebody
gonna be a
owns
problem.
your stuff, and we just talked about this.
Yeah.
They own your whole, like, your persona. They own that.
Yeah.
So that's why you hear stories. I just said Katy Perry, but I think they were talking about Lady Gaga. Mm-hmm. She's trying
to get out of it. I was hearing a story about that. She was trying to get out of it. She doesn't like the way she
like demons.
Yeah.
She was saying. Someone said something to the effect. Now, I don't know how true this is, but they say Kevin Hart didn't want to be in the room by itself. Because people don't understand, especially when you live by yourself or you're alone. Sometimes if you're not secure within yourself, your thoughts can eat you alive. If you have a lot of regret, if you have a lot of pain that you have not like conquered, when you're by yourself and your thoughts, some people, it will eat them alive. That's why they say you never overthink.
No, you don't overthink. But with that scenario, then why would you put yourself in that situation?
That money.
But the thing is, that's another thing too. When you die, you can't take the money with you.
You can't. So they want to live their heaven here on earth.
No, that's not how.
They've already done it.
I know they already done it. So now they're going to have to, like I said, we don't know. Hopefully I hope that they fix themselves. I know I hear that Lady Gaga is.
Okay.
Hopefully everybody else will, because California is under the microscope right now. The whole world actually is, but California especially.
But that's the mecca of this like satanic ideas. So they say even presidents, like we're talking about fame. So this is my thing. If you were running for president, how would you run your campaign?
Honestly.
Okay.
Honestly, like I wouldn't. I'll be the independent president. Like if you ever seen anybody out there that ever seen Designated Survival with Kiefer Sutherland. That's my show. Hopefully, I think it's coming back. Netflix picked it up because CBS dropped it.
Okay.
And I saw the last season. I liked it. They had a lot more cuss words in it because it's from Netflix. And I did like the overall thing with Tom Cookman, which is played by Kiefer Sutherland. Is the fact is he was one of those ones that was for the people, not these politicians that are crooked as hell.
Right.
That's in office.
Okay. So, but that's to my point. So, they handpick this stuff too.
They do.
So we were. I don't know.
It's all rigged.
It is all rigged. So, before Obama got into office, I think it was Hurricane Katrina. I don't know how true this is. I didn't do my research, but I remember a reliable source talking about it. They had Bill Clinton, the president at the time, George Bush.
That's right.
And this unknown person. Who's this guy with Bill Clinton and George Bush?
It was Barack Obama.
So he's already in cahoots. When did Katrina happen? I don't know.
2005. I told
There you go.
I remember that because of I was still living in Newport Pike at the time, and right across from Bissell Hospital there was a house that was knocked down 5 years ago. I lived in there for 19 years, so we was there, and I remember looking outside. It was the wind was out of this world. Like honestly, trees was swaying. My grandfather's sister came to stay with us because she was scared, and yeah, I totally remember that year.
3 years later, who's the president? The person who was down there with them.
Yeah, now I see something makes sense. Now at the time I'm only a kid, I'm only 10 years old in 2005.
Okay.
So I didn't really pay attention.
Well, see, I didn't know this either. So at the time, I think a lot of people were just in awe that we, as our quote unquote first black president, but a lot of people don't know there was a black president before that. There was a black president, I want to say, before George Washington.
Yes, what's his name? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so everybody thinks George Washington was the first president. I didn't do my research, but I'll say just look that up, and you'll see there was a black president.
Before George.
So
George should be number 2 then.
Well, I don't know. I think they weren't really calling them presidents at the time. So George Washington might have been the first one to hold
officially
the title.
Hold the title. That's what they're saying.
But a person in that type of power where they're looked to be, the head person, there was a black person. But Barack Obama, for this age, is the first black president. But I think a lot of people were so caught up with that they really didn't do the backstory. So come to find out, Barack Obama was handpicked. But I'm getting off subject, and I want to wrap this up because I want to get to the last one. But they were talking about Aleister Crowley. Now, Aleister Crowley is the one who, I guess, came up with the idea of Satanism in Hollywood. So, but this is the thing. He came up with these things. So his whole thing was do what you want to do. I think it was do as thou wilt or something. But in layman's terms, do what you want. You have free range to do whatever you want. So that even means if you have these sick ideas and these sick thoughts in your head, go ahead and do it.
No.
What is that? That's the devil in your ear.
Exactly. That's not okay.
Right. So we know this. We know right from wrong. But he's saying these things. So this happened, I don't even have the date down, but let's say the 50s, 60s maybe. No, it was before that because the Beatles actually started living their life by his
Wow,
work.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. The Beatles that are Beatles.
If you look at Sgt. Pepper's Lonely, what is it? Heart Band Club. Mm-hmm. It's a album cover with the Beatles in the front, and they have a whole bunch of people in the back. Aleister Crowley, this person I'm talking about, the Satanist, is in the top left corner.
Of course he is.
Yeah, so they're showing their, I guess, respect for him. But see, that's the thing. So a lot of people don't even know about John Lennon. So when we think about John Lennon, we think about this, I guess, peaceful guy. Peace. Apparently, he was a woman beater. Now, I heard this from someone a long time ago, and then I watched a video, and they said the same thing. But so this goes back to what I'm just saying. When you fall in line and you do what they want you to do, they'll paint the picture of this model citizen, but let you do something like Bill Cosby. Now, Bill Cosby was a model person. He had the Cosby Show. He was the doctor, all this stuff. But for some reason, out of nowhere, all these women come out. They're going to bury you.
I think that this was all premeditated. I don't think he really did anything. Because how are you going to wait almost 20 years later after the fact that it happened back in, was it 1978, 1980? How are you going to wait so long?
That's what I'm saying. So, you
trust damn
me,
well
when you do
this
something,
innocent man is in jail. But the thing is, he did something that I guess he must have been caught up with everything that's going on out there. I wouldn't be shocked. That's why I think his career was so high.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You know how he took off back in the day. That's probably what I'm thinking. He probably wanted to get out or threatened to say something. Oh, really?
Have.
Oh, really? You gonna say so? Oh.
Look.
And next you know, everything started to come out to light.
But I implore people to watch Bill Cosby back in the 70s because he was pro-black, quote unquote pro-black. And even like the shows he was doing, it was to just give the history of Africans coming from Africa. But then all of a sudden, he's selling Jell-O pudding pops and doing cartoons, and he's moving away from that. Why? Because they probably put that right in front of him like, look, we can make you a millionaire beyond your dreams. Fame, fortune, all that.
You just gotta keep your mouth shut.
There it is.
But then he probably saw what was really going on behind the closed doors and was like, no, I want out and I'm going to say, no, you're not.
So
and that's when stuff came out, but supposedly.
But a lot of people, so you remember in, what was it, South Carolina?
Some of this is like conspiracy right here, because now we get into conspiracy, because this is not proven. We don't know. This is just, we're just
kind of piecing things
together and assuming.
So remember when they took down the Confederate flag?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a statue that they took down with it? Was it General Lee or?
General Lee, I believe it was.
Okay, so they took the statue down. A lot of people who are from the South took offense to that. So there are some people that are saying, well, if you take one of our heroes down, we're going to take one of yours down. And that's why they think Bill Cosby was.
You're right.
Who knows?
Because we don't know who was out there. That's the most important person that had all this access to money, and said, "Oh, I'll pay each one of you women. We do it well. The government can't track it." And you're gonna say that Mr. Cosby raped you.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. Who's to say?
Who's to say that's wrong? Who says that's right? So we don't know. We got a man in behind bars right now that actually innocent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I have a lot more stuff, but I'm just gonna gloss over it. But just to wrap this up, people do want their 15 minutes of fame, and by any cost. I've seen people on the internet eating cereal out of a toilet bowl. For what?
For a million? No, I wouldn't even do it.
It's not even for money. They just want it to go viral. They're actually putting cereal in a toilet bowl and eating it, or snorting condoms, like dumb stuff. Or
doing the what they call it, the Tide Pod challenge, where you swallow Tide Pods. That was a thing. That was a thing. Kids was going to hospitals with
poisoning.
That's poisoning. That's poison.
Just because someone gets on the internet and says, I have this challenge, they do it.
Do it. Who does that? Like, that's for all you listeners out there, don't do something dumb like that. Come on, use your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially to, these teenagers.
No, well, I was just going to kind of
it's the teenagers that do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about before, parents have to monitor what their kids are doing.
Exactly. That's what we talked about in episode 6 with the cell phones and shit.
Yeah.
I don't think that kids should get cell phones at 10, 11, 12 because their brain is still developing then.
Yeah, and they're very impressionable. So they see things on the internet. Oh, everybody's doing it. Well, I'm going to do it. Like there was this one thing where kids were, this is stupid as shit. I don't know why kids were doing it. But they were asphyxiating themselves and masturbating because they say, like, I guess the lack of oxygen to the brain while you're climaxing makes it feel better.
No.
I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
I'm glad that you brought that up because
you know somebody who did it.
No, I got a story to tell you.
Let me hear it.
You're gonna laugh.
Oh wow!
You're not gonna laugh. It's tragic. But
okay,
I read it. A couple friends shared it on Facebook. There was this teenager that masturbated 56 times in a row.
Wow!
And he died of a heart attack. I did read more of the article, and it did say that his penis did get deattached in his hand when the medics showed up or whoever showed up into the thing. I read something about that. That doesn't mean that it's true, but that's what the article said. on Facebook.
I can't wrap my head around that. First of all, we're
Why?
men.
Why?
Why
would you do that?
I'm gonna get to that. We're men. Mm-hmm. Am I being totally honest on this podcast?
We're always honest here. What you got to say though, RM?
I went through this period. Me and my girl broke up, and me and her were, having relations a lot. When she broke up, I started masturbating. I think I could only do it like 6 times, bruh. It doesn't get up after that.
Dude.
So how do you do it 56 times?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How did he do it for 56 times? Now you lost your life.
I don't know if I believe this.
Yeah, I don't. 56 times.
And how long?
It really didn't say. Plus, when I was reading it, I was like, I couldn't read it because it was sad to read that somebody, died by.
Yeah, that's sad.
That's sad.
I can't. And he detached it from his body.
They said it was in his hands.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
You never know what could have happened, and someone could have covered it up by this
right.
story.
You're right. You're right.
There's no physical way someone can.
They said he broke the record of the most masturbated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what was the previous record?
I don't even know.
But
he has the record at 56 times.
Listeners out there, please look up the world record for one of the dumbest world records ever.
Most masturbation at one time during an hour, during a day.
Okay, so maybe if he took a pill, he could do it. If he took Viagra and he was just
that could have caused a heart attack too.
Yeah, so it could have been that.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
he probably could have took something. But why was he trying to break the record?
I read something about in the article that he was trying
to break.
Then record. He said he was getting shortness of breath.
But you have to record that, right? Because I can walk out this door right now and say I've masturbated 100 times, but you actually have to have evidence that you did it. So was he recording himself?
That I read, no. There's somewhat to the story than what we're not getting.
Yeah.
Again, when I didn't. I'll be honest with you, I didn't read I read what I wanted to read because I was like, okay. I just can't. Just because of it's not about the masturbation. It's about the fact that a teen lost his life.
He did, and we're coming up on 47 minutes, and this is a great segue because we're talking about masturbation and what goes with masturbation. Porn.
Yeah.
Yes, porn. So I wanted to bring up this topic about adult entertainment. I heard it on the radio a while back. In 2012, the porn industry, adult entertainment, made $5 billion.
They said it's really money into it.
The NFL in 2012 made $1.7 billion.
Wow.
So they almost beat the NFL 5 times over.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Okay, but see, prostitution is one of the oldest professions. When you talk about
it's still illegal, but yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get to that because there's this place in Nevada called the Mustang Ranch, and they've been around for a while. But that is one of the oldest professions, is the prostitution. So I just want to go down a list of quote unquote adult entertainment. So you do have porn. So before it was on the internet, you'd have to go to Video Scene or Blockbuster behind some curtain and pick your videos out, and they might charge you whatever. Or if you had Comcast, you could order the videos online, and it might be like some obscene.
Also with like anime out there too. That was sexual porn.
Yeah, what do they call that? Hentai. Yeah, what do they call?
I don't know what they call. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We actually was in Maryland to one of the malls. No, malls down there. We was actually one of the FYEs.
Okay.
Because they're surely going extinct.
Yeah.
And we was in there and we went to the section. There was a whole shelf full of
hentai or something like that.
Hentai.
Whatever it's called.
Yes, porn basically.
But okay, so you have that. So I'm talking about the strip club. That's a form of adult entertainment.
You're right. You got people, you can't touch them. You
can't. But some, they're like booty butt naked in your face. And if you pay them some money, you can go to a back room and do whatever you want. Or you can pay them some money and just say, let's go to this hotel. But that's the prostitution too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just have all these things that kind of come into line. So I was getting into when you talk about the legal prostitution. Well, it is illegal in most states.
It is.
But in Nevada, they've had this. Now, I was watching my man Phil Donahue. He always has the greatest content in the world. He actually went to this place. It's called the Mustang Ranch.
Uh-huh.
You come up to the gate. It looks like a little, I wouldn't say row house. It's just like a one-level, nice-size place. Comes up to the gate. I guess you got to push a button to get in. Once you get past the gate, you go in. So have you seen Rush Hour?
No.
Okay, so I don't know if it's Rush Hour 1 or 2, but it's this scene where Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan go into this brothel, and there's just a line of women, and that's what it looked like in this ranch. He walks in, there's a guy standing there, and then there's just a line of women, and
Wow.
you can choose whoever you want.
And pay, you got to pay, obviously.
You do have to pay, and I'm gonna get to that because when you hear like how much some of these dudes are paying, it's ridiculous. Like, how do you have that much? I don't understand how you have that much money.
Excuse me.
To just be blowing it on.
I got
women.
you.
So he gets up there and he starts asking questions. So I think at the time it was 7 women, one black woman. So he goes and asks questions. Then he comes back to the black woman. He's like, "Well, are you the only black woman here?" And she says, "No, there's like 4 or 5 others." So there's a lot of women that just aren't out there. So maybe if they know the return customers, they already know what they want or what type of woman they want. Or maybe I don't know, call ahead and say this is, I don't know. But all I know is they have all nationalities. They have different age groups. So you go, you choose your woman. Now, there's 2 ways you can handle this. You can go sit at the bar and have a drink and get to know her. You know, kind of just loosen up on wine. Then you go back to the room, and then that's when you discuss what's going to happen. So I don't know if each act has a dollar amount. Like if you wanted a blowjob, it's $50. If you wanted a hand job, it's $25. If you wanted everything, it might be $100. I don't know. They didn't get into that.
Okay.
But this is the interesting part that really, I don't think it shocked me, but I guess it makes sense. So he asked them, "Well, what do you guys do?" And the woman was like, "We can do whatever you want, but just don't kiss me."
Ooh.
So this is the thing. You're going in there living out your lustful fantasies. They say when you kiss somebody, that's for like intimacy. Just like, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, there's love. You can't do that. You could bust a nut in her wig. You could do whatever you want.
You just can't kiss them on the lips.
You can't kiss them. You just can't kiss them.
Wow.
So that's
shocking.
really the only rule. I don't think you probably can't beat them or
Obviously.
nothing like that.
You can't slap them, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if it's light, but yeah. And I know a lot of guys are into like the body fluid crap. I'm sure they don't do that either.
That's disgusting, but yeah.
But these women, so he asked them, he said, "You seem smart. Why do this? It's good money." She said, "I would rather do if you got me a job where I could be a maid and make an honest living, I would turn that job down and whore." Pretty much.
Wow.
Because of the money. And they say they get tested all the time.
You have to.
You have to, because it's a business and it's an establishment. But what makes sense is a lot of these women were prostitutes on the street before they came to the ranch. So they say it's a lot safer, because out on the street, they get knives pulled out on them. If they got a pimp, the pimp might beat them. But when they're here, they don't have to worry about any of that. They have security there. They get tested. It's safe. They just make their money in a safe way. They're just selling their bodies. So, you know, that's the thing.
That's mind-blowing, because I never knew that. I assume that's something out there like that.
Yeah.
It seemed like somebody that's behind it, that's running it, that's taking care of the women, and not doing, like you said, on the street where they get beat and assaulted, where they got security guards. If you try to get out,
Yeah. Or they're going to get you out.
or they're
Yeah.
going to throw your ass out.
Right. But there was one guy there. There were 2 people on this panel. So the reason I love Phil Donahue is because he just has different segments. So the first segment, he was actually in the brothel, went into one of the rooms. And then the next segment, he's out in front of the crowd. So the crowd is out there. They have all the women lined up on a panel. And there's 2 other guys at the end. Now, one guy, he didn't say too much, but he looked creepy. He had sunglasses on, but
Inside, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, he just looked creepy. But the one guy said, "I spend $500 a week."
I wish I had $500 a week.
week.
A week. to spend on something that I need, not
Yeah.
something that I want.
So I'm like, well, which is none of my business. I don't count people's pockets. But you do get curious, like, you have $500 a week just to spend on women.
So that tells me that he's getting paid from somewhere.
But here's the question, though. You know there are gold diggers out there.
Yeah.
Do you think that you can get a woman and not even have to spend $500 a week, and then she'll just give you sex whenever you want it? So
That's called relationships, but yes.
It's a relationship,
Yes.
but you could be like a quote-unquote sugar daddy. So you might be paying her car note, which is not going to be, so what are you talking, 4 weeks in a month, $500, that's $2,000 a month. If you can pay a car note that's $500 a month, and you can get the sex, why not do that? But you're going there to spend $500 for, what, an hour or so? I don't know if he's coming every day, but you think about it. How long does sex last?
2 seconds. For some people, I'm just saying, hey.
All right. If it's good, it might be 2 seconds.
If it's,
Okay.
I'm just saying,
I don't know if I've ever went 2 seconds, but I think my longest might have been like, I remember, this is weird. I remember,
it's weird from the jump.
Because it happened last year, but I was with this girl and we did the Netflix and chill thing, and we were watching
Quote unquote chilling.
Yeah, quote unquote chilling, and we were watching Finding Nemo.
Ooh, Finding Nemo. That's the great to get.
Finding Dory. It was Finding Dory.
The great to get. You know, to get
I don't
all
know.
riled
I
up
said,
and
"What do you
shit.
want to watch?" And Finding Dory. I was like, "What?" I just put it on. But we got into it, and I want to say we got 10 minutes into the movie until we started doing our thing.
Ooh.
By the time we were done, the movie was going off. So what's that, an hour or something? It didn't even feel like that.
Nope.
But it's a lot of foreplay and everything involved. But I'm just talking about if you were just to do like the penetration. I think the longest I might have went was like 20 minutes or so. But this dude, so if you're spending $100 a day for 20 minutes, maybe let's say he's super dude and he can go a half hour. That's $100 in a half hour.
Exactly. That you could be spending
Just
on something
wasting
else.
money.
Yeah, you could spend on something else. But
Right.
the women don't care because they're getting money for it. Especially the place that does it at the ranch, they're getting a percentage of it. Then
Yeah, they are.
Then they're paying it to the chicks.
Yeah.
So most of the percentage probably goes to the ranch, and then
Yeah.
the rest goes down to the
women.
Yes.
But see, it's almost like a pimp prostitute
thing.
relationship anyway.
But it's they doing it quote unquote. What they say in this quote unquote battle where they're not
It's
being beat,
and it's legal.
legal in that state.
It's legal in
Obviously,
that
it's
state.
legal in that state because everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
But
So,
I wouldn't. I don't. Nah, no. I
not
wouldn't.
doing it.
I'm not doing. I'm not paying money for sex. Well,
No.
especially if you know. If
You get it for free.
That's what I'm saying. If somebody wants to hook up with you,
Yeah.
exactly, get it for free.
But I think these guys, and we're going to cut this real
Yeah,
short.
we
We're
are.
on 57 minutes, but just to wrap this up, some of these guys don't have quote unquote game, or they don't know how to talk to women, so they're just going to spend their money.
Me, I don't either. But I just hey.
It's just natural. Just
that's
be
what I'm
yourself
saying. Be
around
yourself,
a woman.
exactly.
If she likes you, then
If she wants to sleep with you, she gonna sleep with you. If
Yeah.
not, then move
Let it
on.
go.
You got
Let it go.
you got like 7 billion women out there. Like, let it go.
yeah. But to wrap this up,
I know this really got interesting, guys. This is really
this
is interesting.
and it's wild to just know. And one more thing before I stop, we were talking about a guy I was talking to was telling me a story about a guy. And I've seen like Nigerians do this. Now, what they'll do is they'll go on the internet and make this profile of this woman and contact you on the internet some way, somehow. Catfishing them. And these guys are sending them thousands of dollars. Never
No,
met
that's
them,
one thing that you never do. You never, if they ask for money, you never send money to
but
anybody
they're
that you don't
desperate.
know.
They are desperate. How are you going to
How desperate are you just for a little piece of pie? Like,
They don't even get that.
That-
They don't see them. They don't see these women.
that's
The women the quote unquote woman, which is probably a dude from the Ukraine or something, who's like gassing them up. Well, send me this. You can come out. Well, when the time comes, oh, well, my mother's sick. You can't come now. And they're still sending money. I'm like, come on, bro. You deserve that. You deserve
that should be a dummy ass smack right there.
Absolutely. But we're at 59 minutes. We're going to cut this short. It's been episode
7 already.
Something like a podcast. I am the one RM.
And I'm the Aaron Swarm. You can find me on Twitter at AaronSwarm03.
And at the one RM. That's it.
All right. Peace out,
Peace.
guys. Episode 8's coming.
Yep.